Generally, when we put the word ancient in front of any kind of culture, we're talking about something old. Today I'm going to be discussing the 2,400-year-old ancient Greek myths and the way that we studied them. Our story begins with the goddess Nyx, the goddess of darkness. She and her husband, the wind, gave birth to a young god named Eros. Eros is god of love, and from the shell from which he hatched, Ouranos and Gaia were produced. Ouranos is the god of the sky, and Gaia is the goddess of the earth. Gaia and Ouranos had many children. Gaia, goddess of the earth, loved her Titan children, and her Titan children gave birth to the gods. The Titan Kronos, king of the Titans, fathered the eldest of the Greek gods, Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, Poseidon, and Zeus. Growing afraid of their power, Kronos devoured his children. His wife Rhea, saved their youngest child, Zeus, and raised him into manhood. Zeus and his brothers and sisters fought Kronos and won, restoring the earth to its former greatness. Zeus, growing bored with an empty earth, had his sons, Prometheus and Epimetheus, create animals and humans. Prometheus created the humans, and Epimetheus created the animals. Epimetheus gave every animal on the earth a special gift, and Prometheus, wanting to give humans a gift, asked Epimetheus for a favor. Epimetheus couldn't deliver, and so Prometheus, one day, while the sun chariot was going by, stole fire from it. Fire was a special part of the gods, and they didn't want humans to have them. And so, when Zeus found out that Prometheus had given the humans fire, he punished him. Zeus had Prometheus chained to a rock and had eagles and ravens feed on his liver every day for the rest of eternity. Zeus also wanted to punish humanity, so he had the most beautiful goddess, Pandora, married off to Epimetheus. Epimetheus and Pandora were happy until Zeus gave Pandora a box and told her never to open it. Pandora's curiosity grew, and slowly, over time, she cracked the box. Through the cracks in the box, plagues started to harm mankind. Plagues such as sickness and hunger and cruelty. She was afraid of what had come out of the box, so she snapped it shut. But one night, when Epimetheus was home, he heard a tapping on the box, and opening it, hope flew out and flooded through mankind. Mankind decided that the gods needed to stand for something, and Zeus created the 12 Olympians, his children and his brothers and sisters. Each of the gods stood for something. Zeus, Lord of the gods, stood for royalty and chivalry. He was the god of lightning and thunder and all things powerful. His wife, Hera, was queen of the gods. She stood for maternity and fertility. She stood for family and all of the values that come along with that. Zeus's brother, Poseidon, was god of the sea. He stood for the unruly oceans and the calm shorelines. Demeter, goddess of fertility, stood for growth and change within the winds and the earth. Aphrodite is most known for starting the Trojan War. She is the goddess of love, and she gave away Helen of Troy to one of the kings in the Greek cities and started the war. Apollo and Artemis are the twins of the hunt. Apollo is the god of the sun and of music and literature. He is known for driving the sun chariot across the sky after Helios, the titan of the sun, was acquitted and moved to Tartarus. I lost my train of thought. Artemis is the goddess of the moon and of the hunt. She is the eternal maiden. She is known for standing for the power of women and beauty. Athena and Ares butt heads quite often. Both of them are gods of war, but while Athena is the goddess of wisdom and tactics in war, Ares is the god of manhood and the battle. He stands for the bloodshed, while Athena stands for the victory. Hephaestus is known for being so ugly that his mother threw him off the side of Mount Olympus. He is the god of the forge and of fire. He created all of the weapons of the gods, including Zeus's master bolt. Dionysus is the only known human who became a god and an Olympian. He created wine, and the gods saw fit that he should be turned into a god. Finally, Hermes, god of travelers, thieves, and messengers. He's the messenger god. He delivers messages to everyone around the world. He is the god of the postal service. And I included Hades. He's not technically an Olympian, but I wanted him to be in the slideshow because he is incredibly important. He is not the god of death. He's the god of the dead. The god of death is Thanatos. Hades gets a bad rep for being the god of the dead because people believe that he controls the situations in which people die, even though he doesn't. He controls where they go and the punishments that they receive in the fields of punishment. Each of these gods stand for something. And as time wore on, people continued to include their stories and their myths in other stories and myths, and they evolved and grew. Each of our buildings, our Capitol buildings specifically, still include much of Greek columns and culture inside of them, including mosaics and things such as that. I could spend my entire life studying Greek culture and still not reach the end of it. It's incredibly important that we remember the foundations of our very world. Thank you.